this is what I'm going to build next. I haven't built a car in a while, about a month or so, and I'm going to build this. Full disclaimer, I don't know what it is, and I don't know anything about midget racing, and I don't know anything about that sport. I do not know what era this midget car would be from, but I do like the style of the old school open wheel racing. And of course this one, when I look at it, it looks extremely dangerous because there's no roll bar, there's nothing. If you put this car down, it's just going to roll over and be bad. So I think the people that drove in this era were wild, and certainly had a lot of guts in going for them. So this is put out by one of my favorite model companies right now, Atlantis. I'm assuming this is a reprint from an older kit. I do not know who put this out. Maybe a little research will show it to me, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm assuming this is original box art. This looks like a box art from the 60s. So this is what it looks like on the back. I think I might have that model kit, I'm not sure. So let's open it up. I look on the side here. I like that it has a driver in it. Most of the time you see a box art and they'll show like people standing around the car or someone in the car, and then you get the box and you open it up and they're not in there. I think anything that's on the box should, if it's part of the initial car, something should be in there, should be on there. So I don't know anything about this kind of car. I don't know what kind of motor it has. I don't know how fast they went. I don't know any of that. I will probably, of course, put my own stamp on it and do it the way I want to do it. So it's probably not going to look like a brand new race car. I think of something like this as maybe like a weekend warrior building a car in his garage type person. So maybe mine's going to have some rust on it, some wear and tear, some scratches, like it's been in a lot of races. So let's take it inside. See what comes with it. Those are the decals. I hate decals. They just scratch off. They just scratch off. And I hate that. And this is the parts. It's a very simple kit, it looks like. It won't take long to put together. It comes in blue, so that's going to be interesting. Do I keep it blue? Do I use the color it came in? I don't know. The wheels are not rubber. It looks like I'm going to have to paint those. That's going to be interesting. There's a little figure. I'll paint him. I know I can do a good job on him. I usually do a pretty good job on the figures. It does have a motor, so that's going to be interesting to put together. I'll do what I can on some basic research on this car, but I'm not going to put a lot of detail into it. I like the fact that it's not chrome. I have terrible luck with chrome. I don't know. It just doesn't go together well for me, and I'm not very good at it. So all the silver parts, I'll just spray paint them silver. Of course, I am not a master model builder. I do not dry brush anything, and that's probably just because I'm lazy, quite frankly. I don't want to deal with putting it together. I don't want to deal with cleaning it up. I'm just a lazy builder, I guess. So let's get the parts out. Take a look at what we got here. We got that. That's kind of neat. Those parts. The wheels, glue those together, spray paint on black and go from there. And that's the chassis. Very simple. I don't know if I'll enhance it with any styrene plastic or anything like that. I'll have to wait and see what I can come up with on that. So that's where I'm. What's that? Let's take a look at these instructions. Looks like a very simple build. Those look like, you know, just reprints of original instructions from whenever it happened. I expect this to go together pretty well. I think Atlantis does incredible model kits, and I always enjoy them. I wish I'm seeing here now that the driver doesn't have all of his legs, so I'm disappointed in that. I would have liked to have an entire body in there just for the effect, but I guess you get what you get. So if anyone knows anything about this kit, let me know. here's some of the different cars you can build, I guess. And I will, of course, build none of those. I will just do my own thing. I don't even know what color I'm going to paint it, if I am going to paint it, as I'm not exactly sure what paint I still have left to work with. And I don't really think I'm going to go out and buy any more supplies to put this together. I think I have some silver for the silver parts, which I may not even do silver. I may do them as rust or something like that. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Putting this together, I'll be working on this. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't think it's going to take too long. There's the motor. Not a lot to it. I don't know what modifications I may or may not do with that. Here are those parts, whatever that is. And there's that. So let's see what we can come up with this model kit. Atlantis, the Midget Racer. All right, model building fans, what you're looking at is my sink. And we're going to weather this, and I put a rust colored or brown color primer on it, and let that dry overnight. And I'm going to now do the salt effect on it. So I didn't really know how I was going to do the salt on this one, but I've decided to go buck wild. So let's see what happens. The whole thing pretty wet. All wet. All wet. See what happens. So, let's see here. I just don't know how it's going to turn out. Look like it got on there too good, but let me see what I can do here. Ooh. There we go, kind of like that. Got a lot on there. Yeah, it's kind of doing it. It's kind of doing it for me. I tend to overdo things like this, but that's just kind of how I like it. So that's kind of how I do it. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I don't know exactly how that's going to end up. Do it on the bottom as well. So I need some more water in there. Oops, dropped my brushes. There's a lot of better people online show you how to do the salt technique, and some people use hairspray and some other stuff, but I don't know how to do any of that. So I just do this, and I'll let that dry on there, and then I'll spray it, and it should give me some very interesting rust effects. So I want to see what it does. I don't know how long it's going to take for it to dry. You have to give it plenty of time to dry. If you don't give it enough time to dry, it don't work very well. So let's see what we're going to do here. Yeah. So yeah, well, there we go. I'm going to do this, continue with this for a while, and then let it dry, and then give it a spray, and we'll be on to the next part of this build. Thus far, I will say this kit is exceptional. I recommend this kit for anybody. It's a great kit to start with if you've not done a lot of model building. It'd be a great one to work with parents with kids. It would be a neat way to get kids interested in the hobby by starting with this kit, because it goes together very easily and it's just really unique and fun. So there you go. That's kind of what it looks like for now, and we'll see what happens when I'm finished with it.
This bucket is filled to the brim with days of pain we spent apart, so far away, and I can't help but tip it over and wash the ground. And I walk on when you're not around. And blues I feel when the darkness falls. I feel when the loneliness comes. This flood is tears too soon for me to care, but they still fall too much to bear. But I'm still living life with you in mind, and I sail the seas are left, they are left behind. Blue. Too strong, and I float away to a place so soon. If you would stay, then all the pain would be over and drama.
All right, model building fans, there it is, finished. This model is exceptional. If you're a car person who builds cars, you have to have this kit. I'd go to the Atlantis website right now, and I would order it. I would order multiple copies of it. It's also available on Amazon and in most hobby shops. It's very inexpensive. It's a fun build. I did do a little bit of research, and I believe it was originally done by Monogram, and I think it came out in 1954. And the idea that this model kit, the molds are older than me, I just think is magnificent. So a lot of fun put together. It's very simple. Is it completely accurate to what a midget car would have been like? Probably not. There's a lot of detail that probably could be added. And of course, for the master model builders that are out there, I'm sure they would do that. I'm extremely happy with my effort on this kit. Again, I am not a master model builder. This will probably not win any kind of contest, but that's not the point. That's not why I do models. I do them for myself. So I really enjoyed putting this together. I did a little bit of weathering on it. I wanted it to look like it was rusty, and you know, a guy who races his car on the weekends, and you know, wanted it to look that way. I didn't use any of the decals. The decals are very nice. Here are the decals here. I didn't use any of those. Maybe I'll put some on later. I don't know. I just don't feel the need for them. I was just really happy with this kit. Atlantis right now is putting out some of the best stuff. And one of the best things about Atlantis is you can afford it. I think I picked this kit up for $16. So, I mean, I don't know what it is right now, but I think you can get it at a reasonable price. I'm just really happy with it. Well, that's what it looks like underneath. I did very little modification on it. Just a little things, a little filler here, a little filler there. But it went together so easily. So it's just interesting for me to see a kit from, what is that, 1954? I guess that's almost 69 years ago, right? Just a terrific kit. Just a lot of fun. I did look it up. This type of midget car is, I think, from the 30s. And if you notice, there's no roll bar. I mean, if you put this thing, if you rolled this thing, oh my gosh, I'm sure a lot of weekend racers came home pretty damaged if they wrecked these cars back in the day. Just really courageous people who drove these cars in their heyday. Of course, midget racing is still a thing now. Cars are very different. So I went out there and looked at some really interesting pictures online. Fortunately, of course, America being a car culture, there's a lot of resources out there about cars. And I don't know what make this is. In my mind, this is the guy that built it in his garage and he races it on the weekends. So that's how I kind of like to look at it. So maybe I'll put decals on it later. Maybe I won't. I love the fact that it's got the figure driving it. I just think that helps really sell it. You know, I didn't do a lot of detail on him, but I just think it looks great. I mean, look at the face. He's racing. That's a race car driver, man. That's what when I think of racing, I think of open wheel and just these lunatics out there tearing it up. So, not a great deal of detail on the motor, but enough so that when you're looking through there, you can see in there and it looks interesting, you know. Same thing on this side. Just a lot of fun. This kit is spectacular. From Atlantis, go to their website, see the other great kits they got too. Most of them are vintage kits that they're re-releasing. So they got some of their own stuff as well, but some of these vintage kits are just really worth your time and effort. So there you go. Midget Racer by Atlantis. Molds, I believe, are almost 70 years old. As always, model building is forever. Take care and build some models.